The decision to come to Australia was made back in 1994 because I left Pakistan in the year 1976, and I can say that I was uprooted from my own country for several years, and then the country where I was staying at that time, the only choice after finishing the job there was to go back to my country. And somebody who has lived almost half of his life in a foreign country, it's very hard for him to go back and start his life altogether once again, and very especially for the sake of children. So I was very much interested for their higher education, because I have been to about 24 countries in my life, and my final destination was Australia. When I compared Australia with other countries, I found that Australia is more peaceful, and although it was secluded type of country, very far away from other countries, but still I like the way the people live here, especially the peaceful conditions. I have seen the films about Australia because few people came to the country where I was working, and they showed the beautiful sceneries of Australia and the beautiful system of higher education. I had a basic idea about Australia, how beautiful it would be. When I came on a visit visa in '94, I was alone, but when I migrated, I came with my wife and my 7 children. In my suitcase, of course, we did pack a few items which may not have commercial value or something, but they may have emotional values. As far as I am concerned, I did pack photo albums, etc. But very special thing which I packed was my holy book. Because in tradition, or Islamic tradition, when a woman marries, she brings with her a holy book as a dowry. So my wife brought that book with her, and I still have that book with me. Keeping in view, I was not aware whether I would be buying some other religious books there. And although I do have more than those Holy Qurans, but that one has a very special value for me because my wife brought it. Actually, I had a friend whose friend was living in Australia, and he bought a land in Quakers Hill area. I was not aware of any area where to go to, and he kindly helped me by getting a unit there in Quakers Hill. It was not hard for all of us because my kids were studying in an English medium school, and within a couple of months they were all fluent in English, so there was no language barrier. My wife could also speak fluent English, so day-to-day life, buying things and setting up the house was not that much difficult for us. Because in the very beginning we thought that there may not be worship places here, or maybe it would be hard for us to find halal food. But later on I was pleased to know that halal food was readily available, and the places of worships were readily available wherever I wished to go. So it was not that much hard about what I thought in the beginning that it would be hard. When I first left the country, of course, it was hard for me to leave back because my mother was crying and my brothers and sisters were crying, and that I am leaving the country and nobody knew when I will be back. So sometimes I do realize that back in 1976 when I left Pakistan, I left my roots behind, and I was never able to stay after that in Pakistan for more than 1 month or something. I missed the love of my mother, for example. When I was sick for some reasons or something, I always received a phone call from my mom, and she said, "Look, I saw you were crying," and I used to tell her, "No, Mom, I'm all right." She said, "No, don't lie to me because I saw you in my dreams." So that type of connection with the family, of course, I lost. And sometimes I feel as if we are away from our cultural values, because some of our cultural values which are important to us may not be that much important in this country. Traditionally, we do not send our parents to nursing homes, so no matter how much sick they are, we will never send them. Now Australia is my home because after having lived here, and very especially the children are more attached. As I said earlier, that since we have been uprooted from our own country for several years, it's very hard now to go back. Now Pakistan would be a different country for us to start once again. And since we don't have any connections with people, and we are just like strangers. If I go to a market to buy something, people look at me and they say, where have you come from? I have never seen you earlier here. So we are just like strangers back in our own country. Of course, my life would have been different. I asked this question to a few of my friends. I said, look, if I would have been living here, he said, yeah, you would have been retired, for example, as a senior vice president of the bank. Your children may have gone to some sort of colleges and stopped there because financially you may have not been able to send them to the unis. And I think I have gained a lot of opportunity and experience for my children, and they have gone to get the education which would have been very hard for them while if I stayed in Pakistan. It has changed me a lot because by living among different multicultural people, my expectation and my knowledge about different other cultures have broadened up, and now I think I can feel what other people think about us, and it's a give and take type of situation where I teach about our culture and religion to other people, and I absorb from their culture, and sometimes I feel there are some difficulties about our misconceptions about other people, and when you live among those people, then those type of misconceptions are easily wiped out. And I have learned a lot from other people's experiences and cultural background, and I think I have told them a lot about myself and my cultural background.